Hello students, in this session let us continue motion in a straight line, and this will be the final session on theory part of motion in a straight line. In the last session we were discussing about the equations of motion for two situations. One is a freely falling body and the other is a body which is vertically thrown upwards. For these two situations we discussed about motion equations of motion, and after that we also discussed about two more formulae or two more equations which are also important as of your competitive exams are concerned. One is the displacement in happening in nth second, okay, which is Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n plus 1, sorry, 2n minus 1. So that is Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 times 2n minus 1 is the formula for displacement happening in nth second. And next one is average displacement, which is S is equal to v plus u by 2 into t, right? Average velocity into time. So that is about last session, and in this session in motion in a straight line we will take the concept of relative velocity and resultant velocity. So as of the board syllabus is concerned, as of this year's syllabus, they have actually removed this part of relative velocity from the syllabus. But this relative velocity concept will be important for you from the viewpoint of competitive exams. So let us discuss a bit on relative velocity. The chapter is motion in a straight line. Okay. Okay. What is relative velocity or relative situation or relative motion? We can say. Okay. See, so far, yeah, the discussion is purely on motion in a straight line. The body will always move in a straight line. Okay. But so far, in all our discussions, we had only one body moving, isn't it? A body moving with certain velocity, with certain acceleration, starts with certain velocity, ends with certain velocity, travels a displacement of so and so meters. That is how we understood or discussed motion till now, as of this chapter, motion in a straight line. And when I say a body is moving with 10 meter per second, okay, just as an example, a body, if I say body is moving with 10 meter per second like this, that means we are restricted. See, when I say this chat piece is moving with 10 meter per second, then I am stationary with respect to ground, and my eyes which are observing this motion are also stationary. Eyes are not moving, I am not moving. So I am the observer who is standing in a place. With respect to ground, I am not moving, right? So here in this situation, observer is in rest and the body is moving, right? Okay, so now when it comes to relative situation, relative motion, you might have observed this phenomena in trains. Okay, uh, when the trains, say two trains are standing on the platform in the railway station, if one of the trains starts to move backwards, we feel that sometimes we in the other train feel that okay, our train has started to move forward. Okay, so this kind of confusion is common when we travel in trains. because there is no much uh, disturbance for the motion. So it's easy and smooth motion in trains. That's why we often get confused with the trains moving, the near neighbor's train or our train moving. So that is one interesting phenomenon. And when we actually move on road, if we have one more vehicle, say two cars moving with same speed, okay, according to a person in the other car, you in your car will be in rest, isn't it? Both of you are in rest because you are moving with same speed in same direction like this. So relatively you are, both of you are in rest, right? So this is what is something called relative motion. So when I say relative motion, it is about more than one body in the motion. Okay, generally there will be, we will be considering two bodies in the motion. So say a body A moving in certain direction, say with the velocity VA. Okay, body A moving in certain direction with the velocity VA, and take another body B moving in the same direction with the velocity VB this time. Okay, so the body B moves in the moves with the velocity of VB, and body A moves with the velocity of VA in the same direction. VA and VB might not be same. Okay, they might be different, they can be different. And one more important factor to observe here is these two bodies. Okay, when I say two bodies in motion, there can be different situations or different pattern of motion possible, because if we are standing or if we are in the open ground, one body can be moving like this, the other body can be moving like this, one more body can be moving like this. So random direction of motion is possible in the open ground. But since we have restricted our discussion to motion in a straight line for this chapter, we have to have the motion of the bodies, any number of bodies, 1 2 3 4 5, any number of bodies that we take, the motion should be happening in a straight line. Okay, if we choose a line, the motion should be either in this direction of in this direction on the line, or exactly the opposite direction on the line. Okay, so the direction might be like this or exactly opposite, but the motion must be sticking, must be restricted to that line. Okay, fine. So now, if okay, now once again we can see two different possibilities. Even though two bodies are moving in the same direction, same not direction, same line. Okay, say two cars on the same road, or two trains in the on the nearby tracks. Okay, in such a situation, we see that there are two possibilities with the motion. The trains, both the trains can move in the same direction, or one of the train can move in one direction and the other train can move in the opposite direction, right? So these are the two possibilities that we see when we come to relative motion. Taking the first motion, first kind of it, where both body A and body B move in the same direction. For such a situation, relative velocity, okay, relative velocity which can be taken as VAB, okay, relative velocity. Even we represent it sometimes using VR. That is also fine, no problem. Okay, since the bodies chosen are AB, that is why I am writing VAB. Okay, this represents velocity. What velocity? Relative velocity between them. Okay, relative velocity physically means what? See, if I am driving the car, say another person from overtakes me. Okay, another car overtakes me with certain speed. For a person who is standing on the ground or standing on the road and looking at the motion, both of us are in motion. My car is also moving, and the car which is overtaking me is also moving. And the car which is overtaking me will be moving with very high speed for the person who is standing on the ground. But for me, in the moving car, the speed of overtaking doesn't seem to be much greater, isn't it? It seems to be small for me, isn't it? Because the car moves relative to me, and I am also moving. Okay, so for according to me, this car is actually moving with less speed when I compare to the observation of the person who is standing on the road and observing the motion of the car overtaking. Okay, so now the speed is less when both the cars are moving in the same direction. So the relative speed when both the bodies move in the same direction is going to be difference between their velocities. Okay, so then say if B has the greater velocity, then the relative velocity is Vb minus Va. Okay, Vb minus Va is the relative velocity when both the bodies are moving in the same direction. Okay, right. Now the next case, what if the bodies are moving in the opposite direction? Let me say body A is moving in its own direction like this. Okay, again with the velocity Va. But body B is this time moving in the opposite direction. Okay, moving in the opposite direction with the velocity Vb. When this is the situation, the relative velocity for this kind of situation is, see, now once again I'll take the same example of the car. For a person standing here, okay, if I move this hand and being eyes as my observer, if I move this hand, then the hand is moving with certain speed, that's fine. If I move my left hand like this, okay, even my left hand is moving with certain speed. But if I move both the hands like this, okay, both the hands exactly opposite to each other, then for my right hand, left hand seems to be moving with high speed, isn't it? When a car comes exactly opposite to us and goes with certain speed, for us moving in the opposite direction of the coming car, the speed of the car seems to be too much, isn't it? Like this. But at the same time, even though the car is moving with the same speed but in the same direction, okay, like this, then we don't see the car moving with very high speed. But if it comes opposite, very high speed is what we observe. Okay, so if we have two cars, two bodies moving exactly in the opposite direction, then the relative velocity will be VAB is equal to VB plus VA. Okay, got it. Right. Coming to this situation, if we have, if we take an example for this, say if the body A is moving with 20 meter per second and body B is moving with 30 meter per second, then the relative velocity between them will be Vb minus Va. If both the bodies are moving in the same direction, then the relative velocity will be Vb minus Va. 30 minus 20 is equal to 10 meter per second. Got it? Okay. Taking the same situation, if the body A is moving with 20 meter per second in certain speed and body B is moving with 10 meter per second in the opposite direction, different example, okay, body B in the opposite direction with 10 meter per second, then relative velocity VAB will be VB plus VA, which is 10 plus 20, right? 10 plus 20, which is equal to 30 meter per second. So when the bodies move in the opposite direction, then the velocities add up to give the relative velocity. When the bodies are moving in the same direction, the velocities subtract with each other to give the relative velocity. And this concept of relative velocity or relative motion can be extended for displacement and acceleration also. Okay. So if this is the situation, if two bodies are moving in the same direction, not only the velocity, even the relative displacement, okay, relative displacement will be displacement of body B minus displacement of body A. Okay, and even when the two bodies are moving in the opposite direction, relative displacement will be displacement of body B plus displacement of body A. Okay, clear with this? Same concept of velocity shall be extended to displacement when it comes to relative situation or relative motion. Not only displacement, even this is valid for acceleration also. Say if body A has the acceleration A and the body B has the acceleration AB, then we see that the relative acceleration between the bodies A and B will be acceleration of B minus acceleration of A. The same way here, when two bodies move exactly opposite with each other with the acceleration of AA and AB, but this time opposite. Okay, then we have the relative acceleration equal to AB plus AA. Okay, so this is the concept of relative velocity. Only two situations. One is two bodies moving along the same direction. All the relative terms subtract with each other. Two bodies moving exactly in the opposite direction. All the relative terms add up with each other. Now, as similar to we write equations of motion for a single body. How many equations of motion? 5. Which are the basic three? V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Among those three, I mean to say, those equations of motion are written for a single body moving in a straight line. But even when we have two bodies under relative motion, even under this kind of situation, the equations of motion are valid, and hence the equations of motion becomes VAB is equal to UAB, okay, relative final velocity is equal to relative initial velocity plus AAB times T. Time taken will be same, no need to worry about it. Body A and body B will take the same time. Okay, so this is what is the equation of motion for relative velocity. Okay, similarly everything else SAB. Okay, S is equal to UT plus half AT square now. So UAB T plus half AB T square, and VAB square minus UAB square is equal to 2AAB SAB. Okay, so this is about equations of motion for relative motion. You take VAB from this, SAB from this, AAB can be found like this. Okay, so this is about relative motion in a straight line with two bodies. And now let me give you the idea about how to write relative displacement, because writing relative velocity, relative acceleration, relative velocity is easy. But writing relative displacement and relative acceleration requires little imagination and technical thinking. So relative velocity is done. When it comes to relative displacement, say we have body A moving in certain direction like this. Okay, and initially let the body A be moving with certain velocity u. Okay, now 50 meter away from this body we have one more body B, moving in the same direction, okay, with the velocity, say UA, okay, UA, which we don't know, with what velocity is it moving, we don't know. 50 meter away from this, we have one more body, which is moving in the same direction, with the velocity UB, initial velocity UB, okay. This is the initial situation of the motion that is given to us. What has happened to body A, or how was the motion of the body A before we start the observation? We are not bothered. How was the motion of the body B before we start the observation? We are not bothered. We don't want it. From the point when we start to observe the motion, we should consider the factors. So, okay, this is the point from where we start observing the motion, and at this point of time t is equal to 0, okay, which means the motion starts now, okay, and at this instant of time, in the beginning condition, velocity is UA for body A and velocity is UB for body B, okay. You might get confused if I write VA, VB and all. That's fine, okay. Or else I can write initial conditions, okay. That is also fine. Initial conditions. In these initial conditions, what we have is initial velocity of body A, UA, initial velocity of body B, UB, and body A and body B are moving in the same direction. Okay, upwards means in the same direction. That's how we can understand. And there is a gap or initial displacement of body B with respect to body A, which shall be taken as x naught of body B or x naught of body A. Okay, initially the body A has not traveled any distance. Which means, see here it is about the position approach. This is the point where we can set 0 coordinate, and this is the point, and hence this would be 50 meter mark from this 0. Okay. So now x naught of A is 0 because it has not moved any distance till now, right? And x naught of body B is already 50 meter away from body, ahead of body A, isn't it? Body B is already 50 meter ahead of body A. So x naught of B is important, which is 50 meter given. Okay. If not given, generally we take it as x naught B directly, and this will be x naught A, which is 0. Okay. Now, coming to the initial relative conditions, okay, coming to initial relative conditions, initial relative velocity, okay, initial relative velocity UAB will be UA plus UB, right? And then coming to initial displacements or initial positions, we can say we already have initial displacement x naught AB is equal to, see, 50 meter ahead, so it is x naught and they are in the same direction, so I should subtract them, x naught B minus x naught A, which is simply 50 minus 0, which is equal to 50 meter for this situation, for this example. I can even give values to UA and UB. Let us consider UA is equal to 10 meter per second and UB is equal to 5 meter per second. Okay, which means this is the condition where body B is 50 meter ahead of body A, and body A is moving with 10 meter per second, body B is moving with 5 meter per second. Okay, and you can be asked to find when does body A reach body B, or when does body A reach, or body A overtakes, when does body A overtakes body B. That is how you can be asked. Okay, and yeah, they can also give you the accelerations of this. That is also possible. Okay, say acceleration of body A, let the acceleration of body A be 2 meter per second and acceleration of body B given be say 1 meter per second. Okay, these are the conditions. So this is initial relative velocity UA, sorry, it is not same direction now, so it should be UB minus UA. Yeah, it's only about the magnitude, so no need to bother about the sign. Okay, so nothing to worry, you can keep UA minus UB also, no problem. Okay, because they are in the same direction, so we must subtract the in velocities, since we are not bothered about the sign of the quantity, because see, since we have considered the directions initially, for same direction it is the difference of the velocities which is important. So UA is 10 minus 5, which is equal to 5 meter per second. What is this? This is initial relative velocity. And x naught of AB, initial relative displacement. So initially they are this much away from each other, right? How much? X naught, which is 50 meter, this much away. Now what is asked to find? When does body A overtakes, or when does body A reaches body B? Say after certain time t, what happens is, see, both the bodies will be moving, but body A and body B will meet at certain points. From this point onwards, body A will move ahead of body B. Okay, isn't it? Body B is moving with certain velocity, body A goes with high speed and overtakes this. Okay, like this. Okay, just like this. So at this situation, this is the final situation. Okay, now coming to final situation, we don't know what is the final conditions of individual bodies. Okay, what is the displacement of body A individually, what is the displacement of body B individually, we don't know about it. But what we need is not the individual conditions, instead the relative conditions. So here final relative velocity can be found, VAB. Okay, just that can be found, but we are not asked to find that. What we are asked to find is time taken for this motion. So T should be first found. After how much time will these two bodies be in the same position? Okay, body A reaches body B, okay, and moves ahead of that. So now time should be found, and at this coinciding situation, what about the relative displacement between them? What is relative displacement? Relative displacement, I can take it as x or s, both are fine. Okay, x AB, since they are moving in the same direction even now, it is x of body A minus x of body B. Look at this. since they are in the same position now, okay, x is actually the position, not the displacement. Even here it is the position. X naught is 0 is the position. X naught of b 50 meter is the position. So now, since body A and body B are in the same position, okay, they might be at 70 meter, they might be at 80 meter, 90 meter, we don't know. But one thing is sure, they are in the same position. Since they are in the same position, XA and XB are same. When XA and XB are same, relative displacement, final relative displacement becomes 0. Okay, right. So now these are the factors, given factors, kind of things. Now there is an equation, second equation of motion, which is simply S is equal to ut plus half at square. Instead of that, we can I have told you that I can also make use of x. When I say S, it is displacement. When I say x, it is position. Okay, both are one and the same when we have a single body. But since this is the relative situation, I can write that as x is equal to x naught plus ut plus half at square. I hope you remember this formula. See, this is simply S is equal to ut plus half at square. When you have single body moving, x naught is 0 because it starts from the coordinate. We will imagine the coordinate system in such a way that the beginning position of the body itself is the origin of the coordinate system chosen. So x is equal to x naught plus ut plus half at square is the expression which is valid when a body exactly moves, okay, with initial position of 50 meter or x naught meter in general. Okay, a body will be x naught meter away, and from that point onwards, it will start its motion. They must give the condition. But for the relative case, we can directly take the position situation and try to find the solution. See, what we need to find is t, right? Do we have the value of x, final displacement? Okay, instead of all of this, I should replace them by relative terms. X becomes xab, x naught becomes x naught ab, plus u becomes uab t, plus half a becomes aab t square. So xab, relative displacement or relative position in the initial final situation, xab, relative position of the final situation is 0, which is equal to relative position of the initial situation. Relative position of the initial situation is 50 meter. Okay, 50 plus relative initial velocity uab 10 minus 5 meter per second. Time has to be found plus half relative acceleration. Okay, what is relative acceleration? Didn't we calculate it? Okay, very simple. Relative acceleration of AAB is acceleration of A minus acceleration of B, which is, how much is this? 2 minus 1 meter per second squared. Okay, half into 1 into t squared. Okay, so this equation is a quadratic equation in time t, and out of this we should be little careful, because for velocity and acceleration I have taken body A first and body B second, isn't it? I wrote BA minus BB. Now UA minus UB, AA minus AB here. So, but I wrote x naught as x naught AB as x naught B minus x naught A. Okay, I should carry the same rule throughout the relative situation. So I should first put A and then B, or I can take the opposite direction. Okay, so Let me take x naught a minus x naught b, which will be 0 minus 50, which will be minus 50 meter. Okay, because we are keeping the values, we are keeping all the values in terms of body A observing body B. Okay, or body B observing body A backwards. So it is somewhat like body A is 50 meter behind the body B. So this is going to be minus 50. Then this equation becomes, I can take 2 as a common factor. Okay, uh, and I can send it here, becomes 0. Okay, 0 is equal to minus 100 plus 10t plus t squared. So now we have a quadratic equation, t squared plus 10t minus 100 is equal to 0. So this quadratic equation can be solved using basic mathematical skills which you must be having. So when you solve this equation, you will get the time taken by the body A to overtake or to reach body B. Okay, I solved this example so that you get the idea how to consider relative displacements, relative acceleration, relative velocity. Okay, better to keep them as relative position instead of relative displacement. In many reference they take relative displacement, but I prefer to keep them as relative position. That would be better. Okay, because you will have this kind of clear understanding, no positive negative sign confusions and all. Okay, the initial final conditions should be considered properly. Clear with this? Good. Yeah, one more important formula in relative motion. See, two formulae they will be simply easy to write. First one, VAB is equal to UAB plus AABT. V is equal to U plus AT is easy to write. In the same way, the second equation of motion S is equal to UT plus half AT squared for the single body becomes X is equal to X naught plus UT plus half AT squared. Okay, that is the problem which we solved now. The third equation, which is V squared minus U squared is equal to 2AS. In this equation, you can see V squared is easy to obtain. When it comes to relative situation, V squared is velocity of first body minus velocity of second body if they are in same direction. U squared is again velocity of first body minus initial velocity of first body minus initial velocity of second body, again in the same direction if they are in the same direction. So that's it, very easy. We have relative velocity, relative final velocity we can put here, relative initial velocity can be put here, and look at these values. A, relative acceleration, that is also easy to take, isn't it? If the body A is moving, first body is moving with certain acceleration, second body is moving with certain other acceleration in the same direction, then it is difference of those two acceleration. Okay, and then yes, when it comes to the term S is the displacement, relative displacement. Okay, keep it in mind, this is displacement itself, SAB. When I write S for relative term, it becomes SAB. What is this SAB? This SAB, yes, that's fine if the displacements of individual bodies are known. Okay, SAB, I am giving you the formula for SAB, relative displacement. If we know the displacement of individual bodies, say first body has traveled 50 meters, second body has traveled 30 meters in the same direction, then it is easy, 50 minus 30 done for the relative displacement, which I wrote as SAB is equal to SA plus or minus SB. Okay, I will write plus or minus because if going in the same direction plus minus, if moving in the opposite direction minus plus. Okay, opposite direction attracts, opposite direction it gets added, in the same direction they get subtracted. But if we don't know what is SA and SB, if we don't know what is the displacement of individual body, then we should go for, if we have the idea about the initial position or initial relative position of the bodies, that would become x x or final relative position of body AB, XAB. I hope you got the idea in the last problem. What is X? What is this XAB? Okay, XAB minus X naught AB. Okay, SAB is XAB minus X naught AB, and this is why we wrote S is equal to UT plus half AT squared as, see what is SAB there? SAB is XAB. Instead of S I can put XAB minus X naught AB. Final relative position minus initial relative position. Keeping them all in relative terms, this becomes like this. So is equal to UAB T plus half AAB T squared. And now if we send this X naught AB to the RHS, then this becomes XAB is equal to X naught AB comes to the RHS and becomes X naught AB plus UAB T plus half AB T square. Okay, got it? So this is the expression for this is the expression which is obtained from the formula of displacement. Displacement is always final position minus initial position. You know that, right? And the same thing is carried even for the relative situation, okay, or the relative motion. Understood? So this is what should be put here in the place of S. Clear? That is what we did to get the displacement in the to change the equation of the second equation of motion for relative situation. And in the next session, I am going to take. So this is the end of the theory part. In the next situation, we are going to start with problems, numerical problems. Before we go there, I want you to give a small assignment for you. Okay, what you should do is you should list all the formulae of the chapter, of this chapter, before we start the problems. Keep the problems ready, and we shall take the numerical problems from the next session. Thank you.